All right. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How is it going? I am Is There No One Else? And in today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys about something a little bit more laid back, a little bit more exciting, something a lot less fact-based, where this is more of a vibes-based analysis, but it makes sense. I think the analysis will make sense when we talk about it. But this video is going to be talking about when we're going to get the Alpha 2 announcement from Ashes of Creation. As you guys know, they announced last year that Alpha 2 will be in quarter 3 of 2024. Well, right now we are in June of 2024, which is the last month of quarter 2. I personally believe that there is a really good chance that we get an announcement from Intrepid Studios during this month's live stream about at least when the month is. We may not get the month and day, but I think there's a good chance that we get the announcement for at least the month this month. I think it makes a lot of sense for them to do so. I'll talk about it a little bit, but before I dive into my further analysis, I actually dropped this question on Nice Gaming during our Voices of Vera podcast this month. I snuck it up on him at the end. We are on episode 49 of Voices of Vera, guys. We've almost been doing this for a whole year. It's all thanks to you guys. I really appreciate you guys coming to hang out, talk with us. I feel like him and I learn a lot, and we have a lot of fun doing it. And so hopefully we can just keep it going. But regardless, I asked him about the percent chance for Ashes of Creation announcement in June, and here's what we talked about.
I'm just ready to get Alpha 2 rolling. We're at the last month of quarter 2 nice. So
yeah.
So I will ask you this, since we're at the last month of quarter 2, what percent chance do you think it is that we get an announcement for the date for Alpha 2, since July 1st is quarter 3?
Ooh. Yeah, they had to do it in July. I mean, have is a strong word, but it only makes sense.
It makes sense, doesn't it?
You're right. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about the month announcement. I mean, they don't have to do a date, but yeah, the month. So let's think about that. Yeah. So we have what? July, August, September. So we're working with 3 months. If you announce them, you wouldn't announce the month before, right? So you know what? Els confirmed it. Yeah, we're getting the month reveal next month. And you know what? This kind of lines up with Intrepid's recent history. On a serious note, they have a boring, and I'm just going to use that loosely. They have a boring stream subject with tech next month, right?
Oh, yeah.
You see where I'm going with this? Thanks for the follow. Tech stream, they know people are going to be, all super hype, sharing the stream around, and, the copium isn't going to be super filled. I think we get the Alpha 2 month and the the June tech stream. Yeah.
It makes sense, doesn't it? When you think about it, it's like
June stream, July stream.
We're probably not going to get Alpha 2 in July. Probably not. But they have to announce, they could announce the month in June. They could announce the exact date in June. It would make sense to, since because once we get into July, people are like, hey, we're in quarter 3. When's the date? When's the date? When's the date? And so if they're doing the end of July for their July stream, you've already gone through a third of quarter 3. It makes sense to do it now. Just saying.
Yeah. I'm all for it, because usually so when they gave us the quarter 3 announcement, it was the event stream wasn't all that. It was short. It was just all right, you come over here and the event happened. It was not innovative. It wasn't nothing different that we haven't really seen. And it's all right, well, that was that. Quarter 3, 2024, it was big. It was good.
Yep.
So I think the tech stream is going to be like that, and that, because you know how they try not to do certain things because they'll distract from the feedback that they want. It's like why they didn't show PvP during the first Caravan showcase. It's why, they space certain things out. The tech stream, I imagine they're not going to have, they're going to have a forum thread for feedback or whatever, but I imagine they're not going to gain much feedback or seek out but so much feedback to their tech stream, right? So something needs to carry that. So maybe, and I could be wrong, it could be a banger of a tech stream, who knows. Maybe the dwarf rogue is showing the tech in the damn Sand Squall desert for all we, maybe. But yeah, Magisto says, my prediction, June live stream. Steven will tell us to stay tuned for a special announcement next month, with his July live stream, where Steven gives us the official date, which will be in mid-September. Mid-September is a very good guess. That's where I have it. Mid or late, well, mid-September. 15th through the 20th is my guess.
Okay.
6 weeks heads up. Better question is, how long until the panic sets in? I mean, if we make it through all of July without knowing the month that Alpha 2 is in, and literally only August and September remains in quarter 3, that's probably panic time, huh?
I think, okay, I'm willing to bet that if we do not get an announcement in June for when the date is, like, or even, it doesn't have to be the exact date. They can just say the month, right? And just say, hey, like later on, we'll update the day. If we don't get that, and they push it down and like we go through all of July, because literally all of July, we're not going to have anything. It'll be like the last week of the month before we have the next live stream. If that happens, I guarantee you the forums and Discord will lose their shit. Like, Alpha 2's getting delayed.
Campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be willing to bet that absolutely happens. So.
Yeah, you're right. It's like, once again, chat, we're not saying they had to, but it's like,
no.
Here's our predictions, and here's what would make sense from a marketing standpoint. Medusa says, here's a question for you guys and a concern of mine. Should Steven announce the exact date before Alpha 1 can do... before Alpha 1 can do their spot testing?
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Here's our date, and then the Alpha 1 testers will get in before then. I think that's fine. Yeah. Oh, wait, no. I see where you're going with this, because we need to make sure the networking is fine and can handle all those people. I see what you're saying.
Sure.
Because that's the one thing, like Levio here says, I think they should show off how they will handle 100, 200K testers with their network stability updates. That's a good question. That's a good shout, chat. I didn't look at it that way. Yeah, I didn't look at it that way. The Alpha 1 spot testing is what will actually determine the announcement date. So maybe throughout this next month or two, especially with this tech stream show coming up, maybe we'll start seeing Alpha 1 spot testing coming here and around, I don't know, maybe July. I doubt they do it in June, but it's a possibility. Maybe they just do a tech stream so they got time to focus on spot testing, do some more PI testing and whatnot. But either way, chat, all these things that we're talking about is good, because that means we're finally at the end of that road. You guys just got to hold on just a little bit longer. Alpha 2 is around the corner.
Guys, I think it makes a ton of sense for Ashes of Creation to announce the date in June of 2024. And the number one reason that is next month is quarter 3. And their current live stream reveals are at the last week of the month. They're either the last day, the last Friday. They're way at the tail end of the month. If they delayed an announcement in July, that means that we would go through 1/3 of quarter 3 without an announcement. Now, they very well may do so. I do not work for Intrepid. I do not have any sort of insider knowledge. I do not know anything. But putting my shoes in the situation of a developer, I would announce at least when the month is in June, because it would limit hearing questions from the community afterwards. Because if you go an entire month in July, what's going to happen, like I said in our Voice of Vera podcast, is you are going to have all sorts of people wondering if the quarter 3 announcement or if the quarter 3 date is being pushed back. If you're into July and you're still hush about it, what is going on? Like, basically all the doom and gloom guys that are looking for any reason to doom and gloom will do so. And so instead of dealing with all those questions, I would announce the month then. Like, I would just say, hey guys, we don't have the exact date. September 2024, August 2024, we're narrowing it down to this. We'll know more as we get closer. We'll announce a date as we get closer. That's how I would approach it. And so I think we're going to get the month for that reason. Now, personally, part of me hopes that they don't announce it and they go through July, because I think it's funny. I'll be honest, guys. I think it's funny that there are just some people that are so tightly wound that a lack of a specific type of information that they're specifically looking for just sends them off a cliff. Look, metaphor, like not actually physically. It just sends them off a proverbial cliff where they just spiral out of control about how, like, this is the best game. This is going to be the best game ever. but if I don't hear this, it's now the worst game ever and it's a scam and all these other bad things happen. So I personally think that's funny. I think it's funny to see people get that wound up about it, but from a business decision, probably not so good. And so that's why I think it. The other reason I think it is because the Ashes of Creation Twitter account posted something a few days ago, and it was in response to somebody, and it very well could be nothing, guys. I'm not saying it's something, because, you know, it very well could be whatever, but it's fun to think about. Got a comment from Closter Drums, and he says, when are we going to have a more exact date for Alpha 2? This came out just right after our Voice of Era podcast. And so Ashes of Creation's official Twitter account says, we will provide more detailed information as we get closer towards Q3. And so they didn't say that they will provide more detailed information in Q3. They said as we get towards Q3. Well, it is June 7th as of the recording of this video. You have until the end of June, basically. And so I think it's sometime this month we are getting the announcement, which is pretty exciting. It's pretty damn exciting in my opinion. So I'm going to end this video here. I want to get your guys' thoughts as well. Are we getting a monthly announcement this month, or is it going to get delayed? What are your guys' predictions for an Alpha 2 announcement date? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day.